Hi, and welcome back to Math, Mr. G. I'm here for my fourth grade students at the Syracuse Academy of Citizenship. Today we're going to be going over the components of Zearn Module 6 or Mission 6, Lesson 9. Today we're going to be working on decimal comparison and seeing how we can effectively compare decimals of different sizes. So let me just walk you through what's in your Zearn lesson really quick before we do a couple examples. You can see here in Zearn Lesson 9, as usual, we have our fluency, our number gym, and our blast. And then we have our guided practice. Today's a Z squad, which is a very interesting one. And then, of course, our tower of power, which is going to be testing you on everything you need to know. As usual, if you get stuck on the tower of power, go back to your guided practice, or go back to the instructions or the examples I give in this video. That is your best means to clear up any kind of misunderstanding or any confusion you might have with the content. Now, if you have a paper, a pencil, a whiteboard, or marker, now is a really good time to go grab that and pause this video so that we can work together on a couple examples. So you can see here, I have 3 examples that I want us to compare. Now remember, compare, again, means finding greater than, less than, or equal to. So we're going to start first with our kilograms. These are all of the same units, so we can compare them because we don't have to convert them. If they were in grams or any other kind of unit, like we learned in our last lesson, in our last modules, we can't compare them because they're completely different units of measurement and cut in different ways and measured in different ways. So without further ado, I'm going to grab my blue marker here and I'm going to compare my 8/10 to my 6/10. And the first thing I'm going to notice is that they are both in the tenths place and there's nothing after them. So it's as simple as just comparing the units in those place values because they have the same number of place values. And when you're, just a quick lesson, when you're doing this, you really want to look at the tenths place first and you want to start in that order from the decimal place over to the right. That's really what helps you confirm what's greater than, less than, or equal to. And you'll see that as we move forward. But for this first one, 8/10 to 6/10, the answer here is that 8/10 is larger. 8/10 is larger than 6/10. You know, if I think about this as money, 80 cents is more than 60 cents. If I wanted to pick between the two, I would definitely pick 80 cents because, well, that's more money. I'll clear that line up really quick. Now, let's look at our next one. We have 36 hundredths and 5/10. So if I'm going to pull this out really quick, you'll notice that I have 0.3, that's bad, 3, 6, and I have 0.5. Now, a common mistake students make with this is they see that 5/10 and they think that's equivalent to like 5 ones. And we would think 36 ones is more than 5 ones. But what's actually here, you got to look at the tenths place. Just the tenths. So you'll see that the 3 in the tenths place and the 5 in the tenths place. Well, 5 is greater. So this would be greater than. Another way you can think about this is, like I said in my last video, is that all the decimal places to the right of this unit are actually a 0. And you could do 0 for infinity, but if I want to just match the number of place values I have here, I can just put a 0 next to it. So now I have hundredths in both, and it makes it a lot easier to compare. And in this sense, we know that 50 hundredths is greater than 36 hundredths. And now for our last one, just that line. We have 4/10 and 47 hundredths. So I'm going to draw these in here again. Just the last one, 4/10 and 47 hundredths. A good method to do this, because you can see that we have the same unit and this place value in the tenths place. They're both 4. I'm just going to fill out all the place values by putting a 0 here. So now I can compare both of these in the hundredths place. So I have 40 hundredths and 47 hundredths, and very easily we can see that 47 hundredths is larger. So again, to talk about what we're doing today on Zearn Lesson 9, you're going to be working on comparing decimals, and you're going to have to use these strategies to solve these appropriately. A really big takeaway from this, if I had to give you any, would be to understand that there are place values here that you can add zeros to make these place values equivalent. and the number of place values, and then compare them to see if they're greater than, less than, or equal to. And also keep in mind the units. Make sure that you're not comparing anything that's not the same unit. If they have different units, you might have to convert so that they're both the same unit, so then you can then compare. We'll look more at this tomorrow as I go over some of the answers and responses, and I look forward to talking to you then. Have a good day.